Hi guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Starship Scavengers. In the previous video, we went through the rules, we went through some information about the adventures, about the things you can find on the Grinning Frog website. And in this video, we're going to be doing a short playthrough of, well, the designer calls it a practice ship. This is not supposed to be for use in a campaign. It's not kind of balanced, so it's very simple. It doesn't feature a lot of the special elements of the game. For example, on this ship, there is no secure access, which is the part of the game where you can find all the secret bits and pieces. So it's a very sort of simplified version of the rules, just so that you can familiarize yourself before you head out into the dark for the proper adventures. But like I say, I don't want to ruin these adventures themselves because they are kind of like pre-written. There's not a lot of randomness, to be honest, in these adventures, so I don't want to ruin them for you. But yes, I hope you enjoyed the last video and that you hopefully found this game interesting. So yeah, HMS Ample, we've got a little map down here. I'll be using a yellow token to show currently where I am. We've got two potential opponents. Now in this ship, in this sort of practice scenario, you roll every time you enter an encounter for, whenever you enter a location, you roll for an encounter. On a 4+, I can decide which creature I've encountered. I'm going to be rolling randomly. For environmental hazards, there are only two options in this ship: plasma fire and toxic spores. And again, I'm going to be rolling that every time I enter a location. And this time, it's not going to be based on TU. For this kind of practice ship, there is no relevance to the TU for encounters or for environmental hazards. So you don't have to worry about that. But they are in, as I showed you in the previous video, they are in these proper adventures. Right, what else do we need to know? We're going to be entering from here into the shuttle bay. Got my range summary chart. I've got a couple of tokens here so I can show on the range chart where the creatures are. Green for the Skrex, like a spider alien, only melee. And we've got a red token, which I'll be using if I come across any repair robots. Now the repair robots do have a ranged attack, but they're not as powerful. I've got a combat summary chart here for my reference. I've got my old 5 parsecs dice tower. But yeah, here is my character that I have created for this playthrough. I've created Deacon, an ex-pirate, so I've used the ex-pirate sort of template. Comes with a bionic hand, which gives me another +1 to my melee. Now, I have been playing it so that this is +1 melee die. I'm not 100% sure. I can't actually find it in the rule book that it's +1 to the dice roll instead. I don't know whether I'm missing anything. But in the games that I've been playing so far, and when I've been using an ex-pirate, I've used an ex-pirate I think once in one session before. I just took it as being an extra die. Again, I could be wrong. I suppose I should have checked. I mean, I'm thinking that if it gives me a +1 to my rolls, it kind of is very, very powerful. So, like I say, that's why I'm thinking it's just +1 die. Again, let me know in the comments if you know better and you know that I'm wrong. What else? I've got a pistol. I've got two clips, 24 rounds each, just their standard rounds. I've got a boot knife, which is not good against mechs. I'm only getting one attack die versus mechs instead of 2. But I do get +1 from my melee human, being a human, and I'm thinking I get a +1 die from having a bionic hand. EMP grenade, okay. Now the way I've been playing this is that the EMP grenade rolls 6 attack dice in ranged and melee. On a hit, it deactivates shields or does D3 damage to robots without shields and stuns for 2 turns. So what I'm thinking is that these attack die don't actually do any damage beyond what it says in the thing underneath, yeah? That's what I'm thinking anyway. I have essentially 2 power cells of 6 charges each, so I can recharge my shields. I've got a Lulu hollow emitter. Again, these are from the sort of default equipment that you can take. So a Lulu hollow emitter distracts hostiles with the hollow image of a barking dog, enabling a guaranteed safe retreat without pursuit. It's one use, but basically if I'm in a tough situation against an enemy that will pursue me if I leave the location, I can use this and they won't pursue me. So it's very useful, but it's only one use. I also have radiation drugs, which I can take, which protects me from radiation for 6 TUs. Again, I'm thinking that this is one use. Doesn't say, but I've been playing it so that it is just one use. And I've got a blue data cracker, which allows me to auto pass 1 tech check. After use, I've got to roll a d6. On a 1 to 4, it's burnt out. A 5 to 6 can be used again. I'm using a paperclip to keep track of my TUs, my time units. I'm using little cubes here to keep track of my shields and my health. And I'm thinking that we're ready to begin. So yeah, defense rating of 4. So I'm going to move this out of the way for a second. So, HMS Ample, environmental hazards, creature encounters, options. Again, this is a very simplified version, so there's only 2 options for each room. There's nothing special. This is the salvage table. Now, my character salvage is 20d6. So I can only get up to the 6th item. I can't get the dilithium shards or the mecha parts. The creatures that I kill, or the robots that I kill, could drop some stuff as well. But we are ready to go. Enough talking. Let's get on with it. Get on with it. We are going to enter HMS Ample. We pull alongside this derelict spaceship, this wreckage of this previously, I don't know whether it's amazing. Maybe it's a small sort of patrol craft or something. We enter through the airlock and we come into the shuttle bay. So I'm going to move my little token here into the shuttle bay. Now, the act of moving from one location to another, and I'm taking it so that the airlock is counting as a movement. So it takes up 1 TU, 1 time unit, so we've done that. Moving into a location, we have to check for environment and we have to check for encounters. So environment, we roll a d6. Again, I got special dice for this game because I thought it deserved it. So I've got these Galaxy, I think they were called Galaxy dice from Temu. Very cheap, very nice. So every time you enter a location, roll d6. On a 4+, we got an environmental hazard. We get a 5. So we do have an environmental hazard in here. Now, another thing is I've got a little notebook. I've got a little notebook here so I can just make a few notes in terms of what's happening around me. Again, in the full sort of adventures, you can actually keep track on the pages in terms of the environment and what options you're doing and everything else. Right, so we are going to have D6, a 4. Toxic spores, HR1, harm rate 1. Now, every time that you enter a location, you take the HR, the harm rate damage, as soon as you enter, if there's any there. It says here, toxic spores only affects organics. The damage bypasses shields and affects health directly. So, if we get my character sheet, it's HR1, which is going to do damage direct to health. It bypasses shields. That's not good. So I'm down to 19 health. Okie dokie. But we're in the shuttle bay. We've now also got to check for an encounter because it says here each time. And again, these rules can change from adventure to adventure. Depending on which one you're playing, you may have different requirements or different roles for the environment and for encounters. So always check your adventure. But here we're going to be rolling a d6 on a 4+. We encounter something. It's a 2. So in this particular area, we don't encounter a creature. Now, if I come back to the shuttle bay, I've got to roll again. But we don't have anything in here at the moment, so I can inspect or search. These are the 2 options we have for this adventure. Now, The problem is that every TU or time unit I spend in the shuttle bay, I'm going to take damage from the toxic spores. So if I inspect, I'm rolling once on the salvage. If I search, I'm rolling twice, but I'm going to be taking 1 and 2 damage respectively. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to inspect, I think, and then move somewhere else. I can come back and search at a later date if I need to. Also, I think in general, unless it says otherwise, each of these options can only be done once per location. So what I'm going to do in the shuttle bay is I am going to inspect, which is going to take 1 time unit. So we move it up to 2 here. Oh, I'm going to take 1 more damage because of the toxic spores. So I'm now down to 18. And we are going to inspect the room. So to inspect or search, it is a salvage act or action or test. So salvage, we are rolling d6. Okay, we roll a d6. We get a 6. We get data node worth 600 credits. Oh yeah! Now, because, well, 1, it's on a salvage chart, but also because it doesn't actually state a type of data, this counts as salvage and not as data itself when we do the final costing. Right, so we found something worth 600 credits. That is a really good start. Because 600 credits is pretty good, but we've taken 1 damage. We've been in here for 1 unit of time already. I'm thinking, I mean, I could search. I can't inspect again, but I could search in here, but that means taking another 2 damage, rolling twice. I'm thinking that I'm going to move. So what I'm going to do from the shuttle bay, the options I've got by looking at the map is I can go to the hold or I can go to the crew area. And again, as I've mentioned in the previous video, when you're playing a proper adventure, they will actually tell you for each of the locations where you can actually go. You don't have to reference the map every time. So I'm thinking that I'm going to go to the crew area. So we move into the crew area. Again, this is going to take us 1 unit of time. So we're now up to 3 TUs. Now again, in proper adventures, the TUs are going to become a lot more important in terms of environment and encounter checks. Speaking of which, we've moved, so we need to make an environment check. We get a 4. There's another environment hazard. What do we got? Another 4. So it's toxic spores again. What the hell? And again, once you move into an area which has a hazard, you've got to take the harm rate immediately. So I'm down to 17 life now because it's HR1, harm rate 1. And again, because this is just a practice ship, all the locations only have these 2 options. Again, as I mentioned before, different adventures, you're going to have different locations with different options. Honestly, because there's an environmental hazard here, I think I'm just going to inspect again. So I'm going to take another time unit. So we're now up to 4 time. We're going to take another point of damage because of the toxic spores. I'm down to 16. Down to 16 life. Sorry, I think that was off camera. So I'm down to 16 life. Shields are fine. And we're going to inspect again. And again, we're rolling a d6 on the salvage just once because we're just inspecting, and we get a 4. Antique mech parts, 350 credits. Now, I've just realised, before I did the inspection, I should have done the encounter check. Sorry, I forgot about that. So, a 3, no. Okay, so there's no encounter. Yeah, so basically you do the environment first, you do the encounter second, and then you do your options. Right, so we've been in here for 1 TU, we've taken damage again. Let's move somewhere else. Now, the problem is that this crew area is now toxic spores. So if I move to the bridge, I'm gonna have to come back through here. Okay, let's go to the bridge. We're gonna move to the bridge. So that's gonna cost me 1 time unit, bump, bump, bump. So we're now at 5. We have to roll for environment. We get a 4 again, come on. This thing. 5. Toxic spores again. This whole ship is full of toxic spores. So again, we're going to be taking 1 damage automatically because Toxic Spores is harm rate 1. I mean, it could be worse, I suppose. I mean, if each one of these locations is Plasma Fire, is HR 2, I'm taking 2 damage each time. Right. Encounter. We've got a 5, so we are doing an encounter. Now, is it going to be a robot or is it going to be a Skrex? I'm thinking I'm going to roll 1 to 3, 4 to 6. A 1. We meet a repair robot. Right, now the rooms are... This is M. This is a medium room, so the maximum distance it can start with is at range limit 3. So we're rolling a d4 to find out what range it starts at. We get a 3. Okay, so the robot is going to be starting at medium range. Now that's good because it's as far away as it can be, and my pistol actually has a maximum range of medium, so I can still shoot the thing. He can't because he has to move first. Right, I think we're ready to go, aren't we? So let's get going with the combat. Now, in terms of your character, if I can just bring the book here. It says here you can also advance towards a creature. Sometimes this is useful if you want to like throw a grenade and then move out of the way. But it says here reducing the range by 1, but you cannot fire while you do so. However, it says at the top here that all creatures move 1 range band per turn, but it doesn't say for the creatures that they cannot shoot as well. So again, I've been playing it so that the enemies move 1 range band automatically, but if they have a ranged attack, they can attack as well. That's how I've been playing it. Again, if I'm wrong, let me know down below. We'll make the game a little bit easier if they couldn't move and shoot, but I've been doing it so that they could. So we are at range 3 from this robot. Now the robot doesn't have any special rules. It says it goes first, so we automatically go first if it's outside of melee range. So we are going to try and shoot the robot. So my pistol has a ranged attack dice of 3. I don't get my bionic hand or my melee bonus because it's ranged. Ranged, I have a value of 20, which gives me d6s. So I'm rolling 3 d6s. I've only got 2 of these nice special galaxy dice, but that will do. So I'm going to shoot first. Defense rating is 4, so every die that rolls a 4+, I do one hit and 1 point of damage. So I'm rolling 3 dice. I get a miss, I get a hit, and I get another hit. So I do 2 damage. 2 damage to the robot, and I've used 2 bullets. So this is now down to 20. Oh no, I've used 3 bullets, haven't I? So this is now down to 21. Okay. He can now fire back, but in his turn he has to move first. So he goes down to short range. So now he can shoot at me. He's rolling a d8. No other modifiers. My defense rating is 4 as well, so he needs a 4 to hit me. So we roll. He gets a 5, so he does indeed hit me. So nothing else. Okay, he's immune to toxic spores, so the toxic spores are not going to hurt him, but they do hurt me. So with his attack, he does 1 damage to me. Again, it's just 1 point per die unless it says something says otherwise. Also, every turn of combat, you also take environment damage, which again is toxic spores. He's immune to toxic spores, so he doesn't take any more damage, but I do. So I'm taking another 1 point of damage from the toxic spores. I'm down to 13. And that is the first round of combat. He is at short range, so again, I'm still keeping the initiative. When he gets to melee range, we have to roll. So I can shoot again. I'm going to be shooting 3 times. D6s and defense rating of 4. Oh no, 2 misses. I've got 1 more. Come on. I just need to... Oh no, I need to do 2 more. Nuts. Okay, I hit once, so he's taken 1 more wound. Uh-oh. He can... Okay, he moves. Now he's in melee. I've already gone. I've already activated for this turn, so it doesn't really matter. So he's going to move into melee, and then he's going to make a melee attack. Yeah, I think that's how I've been doing it previously. So melee is 2d6. Nothing special there. So he needs 4. Oh, for God's sake. You swine. Does 2 more damage. 1, 2. I'm down to 11 life. Or 11 health. That's his turn finished. So the round is done. So I've got to take another 1 damage from the environment. So I'm down to 10. Oh, this isn't going to be a very productive expedition to the ship, is it? Right. Now we're at melee range. So now we've got to roll. So I get a 4. He gets a 1. So I'm going to activate first. Now that we're in melee, I'm actually getting bonuses. So I could use my knife, which will give me 1 dice versus mechs. Yeah, he's a mech. But I'm getting an extra 2 from my bonuses. I could use my gun to give me 3, 4. Yeah, I'll use my gun again. Right, I just used another 3 bullets, didn't I? So I'm down to 18. I'm going to use another 3 bullets now for melee. So that clips down to 15. Actually, no, I'll be using 5 ammo, wouldn't I? Because you have to use 1 round per dice. I'm rolling 5 dice. So yeah, I'll be down to 13 in that clip. Oh my God, the ammo's running out really quickly. But I am rolling 5 dice against this bod. Need 4s. Oh, come on. What? Okay, 1 more. Jesus. Okay, so I shot 5 bullets in melee. I hit once, which was just enough to take down the robot. 4 wounds. Right, so he goes down. He doesn't have any shields, luckily. Right, so we'd managed to defeat the repair robot. However, I'm still taking another point of damage from the environment because it's every round of combat. Even though the robot is out of commission and didn't hurt me, the environment did. Right, what does it say here? When destroyed, I can choose to salvage the parts. Tech 4 plus 300, okay. Or I can recharge and or, for 1 to you, gain D3 energy units. Now, what's my tech? My tech is D6. I've got to get a 4 plus. For recharge, is tech or mind. My mind, they're both D6s. But it's going to cost me another time unit. And again, this is hurting me. Every time I stay in here, I'm going to get hurt. Now, the thing is, when I go to the crew area, I've got to roll for environment again. I know that I'm taking at least 1 damage. Because even if there's no environment hazard, when I roll it here, the toxic spores are still going to be here. So I'm going to be taking at least another 2 damage. And I'm at 9. It's 300 credits. I don't need the energy units. I haven't been using anything on my shields. I haven't lost any shields yet. So I think what I'll do is 300 credits. Safer than that, isn't it? Yeah, okay, so I'll spend another TU here because the combat doesn't count as a TU. So I'll take 1 TU, so I'm at TU 6. That's 6 time units. I'm going to do salvage parts, so tech of 4 plus, so my tech is D6. I need a 4 plus. Swine. Yep. Because I don't find nothing. But I do take another damage from the toxic spores. I think I'm going to get out. I think this video is going to probably be about half an hour, but I've come into the shuttle bay, did some inspection, went to the crew area, did a bit of inspection. Oh, I haven't inspected the bridge, have I? Because I had the encounter before I did any of my options. So I could act, I think I'll do that. So I'm going to inspect the bridge. It's cost me another TU. Also, it's going to cost me another point of health. Getting a bit hurt here. I need to get back to my ship, I think. But I'm going to inspect D6. I'm going to 3. A crate of vodka, 200 credits. That was pretty nice. All right, so we've found a data node worth 600, some antique mech parts worth 350, and a crate of vodka worth 200. Wow! Right, now I need to get out of here. So I am going to go back to the airlock and exit, I think, because these toxic spores are taking their toll. I've only got 7 life left. So I'm going to move from the bridge, and the options are just the crew area, that's it. So I'm going to go to the crew area. We're going to have to make another environmental hazard check. We got a 5, okay, so got to roll again. We got a 3. Okay, so we've got a plasma fire now in the crew area. So what happens is that there were toxic spores in there before. But as I enter the room, suddenly there's a burst of flame, plasma flame that engulfs the room. Wipes out the toxic spores, which were at harm rate 1, doing me 1 damage per turn. But now it's harm rate 2. This isn't funny. Oh no, am I going to get back to the airlock? This is just a little outing, but I do take 2 damage from the plasma flare, or the plasma fire. Oh no, I'm down to 5. No, I'd have to do an encounter as well, don't I? A 1, no, okay. Right, I'm not going to do anything in here. I'm just going to leave straight away. I'm going straight back to the shuttle bay. Again, we've got to check for the environment. A 1, so no more environmental hazards, but there are still the toxic spores here, so I do take 1 more damage from the toxic spores. We have to roll for an encounter. No! Oh no! We got an encounter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3. It's another robot. Range. Oh, 1. Oh no! Oh no! He bursts out right next to me. I want to escape. I want to escape because I've only got, how much health have I got left? I'm not very healthy at the moment. I've only got 4 health left. And I'm going to be taking 1 damage every round of combat. So I'm thinking I'm going to try and escape. Now the thing is, because it came right up next to me, we have to do initiative check. If I can go first, I can use my Lulu hold emitter to basically have that sort of illusion or that sort of holographic image, whatever, of a dog, distract it, and I can run away. But I've got to win the initiative, otherwise he's going to attack me. I don't think he can kill me because he rolls 2 dice in melee. So yeah, I don't think he can kill me as long as I can. Yeah. But again, there's the toxic spores as well, isn't there? All right, let's see. My initiative is a 4. The robot is a 4. Going to re-roll. I get a 6. The robot gets a 1. Okay, so I go first. And I am going to act... Actually, yeah, I don't... Because I'm rolling 5 dice. 4 wounds. I'm gonna have to hit with 4 of them at 4. No, it's not worth it. I am going to use my Lulu holo emitter to distract the robot so that I can escape. So there's a robot in there confronting some holographic image of a dog, a barking dog, and I slip past and I get through the airlock and I escape onto my ship and I run with my tail between my legs, not feeling healthy at all. But we do have some loot. So, for the loot, we need to go back to the book. Let's move this out of the way. So for the loot we have, and again I've got my little book here. Just make sure it's all on camera. There you go. So we have a data node which is 600. We have the antique mech parts which is 350, and the crate of vodka. Oh yeah, the shuttle bay we had the robot, yeah. Repair robot. Okay. Range 1. So in total we got 6, 8, 1150. Is that right? So total salvage was 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1150. All right, so we got 1150 credits plus we add our mind bonus. So my character has a mind of 25. So I get a 25% bonus. So times 1.25 equals I'm rounding it up. I get 1, 4, 3, 8 credits. Now, the problem is that we only get 20%. So, times 0.2 equals, and again, I'm rounding it up, it's 288 credits. Wow. What can I get for that? I can't even get 1 point. Well, be 3,000 for 1 point in my lowest stat. But 288. What I might be able to do for 288 credits is maybe get another set of radiation drugs. Oh, I need to get another Lulu Hollow emitter because I used it. So, yeah. But that is the game of Starship Scavengers. It's very easy to play. It's not easy to win, let me tell you. I've played, not including this little outing here, I've played, if I remember correctly, I've played HMS Brutus, I think 3 times, and Trouble on Halanga twice. But yeah, it is a fun game, and well worth looking into if you're into dungeon crawlers or dungeon delvers and you want something a little bit different, something a little bit sci-fi, for example. The other game that I featured on my channel previously, Dead Belt, again is a similar sort of theme and it's also fun. So you got some options. Now, at the time of recording and at the time of uploading this to YouTube, there is a Kickstarter for another adventure for this, Gorgon's Wake. I'll put all the information down in the description below. So, 1, thank you to my amazing viewer, subscriber, who recommended this. 2, thank you very much to Stephen Hart for sending me this. And 3, thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this. HMS Ample. Toxic. Totally toxic location. Right, guys, thank you very much for watching. I will see you in the next video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, click the bell, make some comments, spread the word. Let people know about my channel and what my channel contains. There's over 300 videos here for you guys to watch. I do apologize for the earlier videos. My camera work and audio wasn't, wasn't as good as it is now. I mean, even now it's not perfect, but I think it's still worthy of watching. Anyway, guys, hope you have an amazing day. I will see you in the next video. Take care. Stay safe. Cheers.